Let's go. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I am Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Frano.
Good evening, Andy.
Ba-
What's with the finger?
I don't know.
What's that finger point? You just said you miss being live, and now you're even more. You're like bigger than when we go live.
In my head, we're live. We're dealing with some technical difficulties tonight. The me versus the Mevo versus YouTube. This is a never-ending battle, which will go on, I feel, forever.
Yeah, we really need to get like a tech-friendly intern back in here.
But I don't think they can help. The truth is, I really think I've done so much research on my own and worked with their support. I don't know. I just don't know what the answer is. I'll play around with it tonight. Maybe I should wear the L chain.
Yeah, maybe the Mevo should wear the L chain.
But I don't know if it's the Mevo. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that stuff because there's too much amazing
hot sports action.
Well, before we get into hot sports, Can we talk about the mediocrity bowl between Bill O'Brien and Jason Garrett?
I didn't watch it.
Oh boy,
I didn't. I mean, what did I like?
You didn't watch it? Oh, I was waiting for your takes.
Not only did I not watch it, but every time I checked in, I was like, "Yeah, that's two monkeys throwing shit at each other."
Well, here's some highlights.
Yeah.
One, normally I am a big supporter of Chris Collinsworth. He was losing his mind how this was old school football. This was Texas football. To me, it was just shitty offense.
Right.
Here's an example. The Houston Texans twice had the ball on the 1 yard line and couldn't score touchdowns. If you can't score on first and goal from the 1 twice.
They had first and goal at the 1?
I believe both times. I could be wrong on that. One time for sure. Yeah. And they did it right before half. Maybe it wasn't first and goal from the 1, but they had it first and goal. They got it down to the 1, 4th and 1, in a low-scoring game. I would have kicked the field goal, maybe. Bill O'Brien, no. And
they get stopped?
They get stopped. In a low scoring,
it went 16-16 to overtime.
So if he kicks the field goal there, they win the game already. And then also again in the fourth quarter, they did have first and goal from the 1 and could not score.
And then in overtime, I read that the Cowboys had 4th and 1 at midfield and punted.
Yes, around midfield. With about, I believe, around like 3:52 left in the game, which I thought was an interesting move. I go, you're punting? I thought in my head, this game's ended in a tie.
Yeah.
Which would have been very symbolic of those coaches. But yeah, look, the defense is, Collinsworth kept...
At this point, we're like, the NFL is a bad coaching, bad kicking, bad referee bonanza every Sunday.
But there's also good kickers. Like, Gano wins a game on a 63-yarder.
Yeah, let's not even fucking skip that one.
No, we're not going to skip that one.
What a disaster.
But I see your point. There's a lot of bad kickers out there.
And bad coaches and bad referees. Well, at this point, like, I mean, the Packers game alone. How many times, if you're Mike McCarthy, do you send out the kicker? I tweeted, I want this game to never end. I want to see if he misses 15 in a row. If he's like, go get him. This is the one you're going to make 100 in a row.
Well,
how many? He missed 5 kicks in a row, an extra point, and 4 field goals.
Well, they started to go for 2 in the second half, which they should have continued to just go for 2 or go for it on 4th down. But he stopped doing that at a certain point.
Yeah, forget the 2. The 4th downs, like you're going for 2, but you're still kicking field goals. You don't think you can make the bunny? I mean, obviously they're going for 2 for the extra point as well. But, dude, Mike McCarthy should have been the assistant coach to one of those 2 guys on Sunday Night Football. Those are the three that we need. The 3 Spider-Man meme.
The triumvirate
Yeah,
of Spider-Man
the
memes.
Mike McCarthy, Jason Garrett, Bill O'Brien.
I did have that because the Lions was the main game on out here. The Lions-Packers, at least nationally in Los Angeles. So I did have it on my one screen. And yeah, at a certain point, obviously you don't have a second kicker because every team only has one kicker, unless the punter can kick. But anyway, yeah, at a certain point you just got to say we can't use Mason Crosby. Now he's usually a pretty reliable kicker.
Great.
I'm not going to deny that.
Okay, fine.
But
I'm not saying cut him.
I'm not either.
I'm saying what the fuck are you doing?
He had a bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, they got back in that game.
Yeah, very much. It was a 1-score game at the end.
Yeah. After being down 24. So, I mean.
Is like, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers pairing, is this the greatest waste of talent that we've ever seen in the history of the league? I mean, obviously, Megatron and Barry Sanders both retired without winning a fucking playoff game, or maybe Barry Sanders won a playoff game at some point, but Aaron Rodgers won Super Bowl appearance.
Well, I think because of, yes, the tenure and the longevity, and they showed that stat today. I believe the only quarterback coach duo that's lasted longer is Belichick and Brady. I'm almost positive. No quarterback coach duo, maybe Joe Flacco, John Harbaugh.
No, they wouldn't be longer.
Yeah, you're right. It's got to be McCarthy and Rodgers.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. I got to just laugh at a certain point.
Mike McCarthy, at this point, like I say it every week about something, but at this point, who's still defending?
I don't think anybody's defending him. Anyone logical. It's the same way with Jason Garrett and Bill O'Brien.
Jason Garrett needs to be fired.
Dude, they showed us. Do you want to hear it again? I love hearing these wild stats.
Jason Garrett and Bill O'Brien. I just read that USFL book. You know, there was a time in the USFL where 2 teams swapped rosters and moved to, like, Chicago became fucking Arizona. Arizona became Chicago. They swapped rosters. Straight up became different franchises. That's the thing. Jason Garrett just should go coach the Texans, and Bill O'Brien should just go coach the fucking Dallas Cowboys.
Do you know Jason Garrett, in the long history of the Dallas Cowboys, this is what's crazy. He's been there long enough. They showed this tonight. Jason Garrett is the second all-time winningest coach on the Cowboys outside of Tom Landry.
In terms of just wins.
In terms of wins.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to say that that's a good stat.
Yeah.
My argument is he's been there that long. He's basically achieved that many wins. Like, he's had that many 8-8, 9-7 seasons.
Yeah, how many years has he been coaching there now? It's gonna be 10 years.
I bet since 2010. Remember, he took over as an interim coach. Remember that from Wade Phillips?
No, I remember. They're still waiting to find their official head coach.
2010, Wade Phillips became the coach November 8th.
That's amazing.
Well, you do bring up a good point, which we should actually address. You could really start tossing a lot of these coaches in, like the longevity of someone like him, Mike Tomlin, Marvin Lewis, obviously McCarthy. These guys who just consistently maintain jobs with mediocrity or not maximize the potential of their team.
Yeah, dude, I was basically called a racist last year for saying Mike Tomlin is overrated and should be fired. Oh, he's never had a losing season. Great. This isn't the winning season league.
Now,
this is a Super Bowl league.
I used to support Tomlin, and even probably as far as last year. But as far as things have unfolded, even this year, I don't know how you can support him that much.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, even without Le'Veon Bell, dude, if you look at the Steelers, if just alone, if I said Big Ben, Juju Smith-Schuster, Antonio Brown, like right there are three guys. And Connor, obviously, Connor's not a bad running back. My point is, you have playmakers. You got to win more games.
Yeah. Like I've said, the other thing is, this is what really bothers me when I have conversations with people. A lot of people watch their football game.
Sure.
We have Sunday Ticket.
Yeah.
We are watching all the games for the sole purpose of we have to talk about all these games. A lot of people go, "Oh, the Steelers won today, so that they won. Then they won." That's the thing. It's like you can have a shitty coaching performance, a shitty quarterback performance. You can have a shitty day as a player. You can have and win the game. You can have an exceptional day at all those things and lose the game. A lot of things factor into this. So when you watch the fucking the Steelers, Mike Tomlin hasn't had a losing season. Okay, but he also, how far removed are we from Mike Tomlin being a? How many times have you watched him out-coach somebody in a game?
Well, and not only that, I'd agree with you. I probably a lot. Let's not forget, Mike Tomlin came in as the defensive guy from way back when he came to the Steelers from the Minnesota Vikings. Guys, what's the problem with the Steelers right now? Joe's right. I watch all these games. He watches these games. I'm not just sitting there watching the teams I like. Their defense is awful. It's atrocious. As in, if the Steelers' defense doesn't change, they're not going to win a playoff game if they get into the playoffs. No way in hell. Tomlin came in as the defensive guy. Offense, they'll be fine because, like I just said, they have weapons. Where's that at? Where's it at right now?
And honestly, I'm not sure offense that they'll be fine. Like, they're hot and cold.
Yeah, that's true. They're very hot and cold. And they faced a one-win Falcons team who can't beat anybody right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The league right now, it's very weird. It's a very weird league. We have 2 5-0 teams. We have 1 4-win team.
The Bengals.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Nobody else has won 4 games.
So there's parity within the league.
I mean, the 2-2. When I looked at it today, prior to midway through the day, before the late game started, your Seattle Seahawks would have been a playoff team at 2-2. They would have been the second wild card team. Now, I'm sure that changed today after they lost in the afternoon, but there was a point where they were just at 2-2 because they hadn't lost a third game yet.
Did you watch that game?
No. I watched all the early games. The late games I watched Philly, Minnesota, because LA is blacked out. San Diego fucking Chargers are blacked out. And I mean, I wasn't watching Niners, Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch 2 fucking homeless Venice trash.
I want to
sex on the beach.
I want to say something about the Rams Seahawks game. But it was a great game. I tweeted out that GIF. I was losing my mind because Russell Wilson had a great game, who I love, of course.
Did he?
Yeah. Threw 3 touchdowns. He
what did he throw for 300 yards?
He didn't throw for that many yards though. He had that's what I want to bring up. I want to bring up the Rams defense. The Rams defense has a lot of holes. We talk about just seeing the record. I watch all these games, man. I'm telling you. He only threw for 198 yards. They were running the ball. That's why they were in the game. And that's what I want to talk about. So Seattle has Carson Rush is for 116 yards. So Wilson doesn't have to do as much. The Rams defense has a lot of holes in it. They really do. They're 5-0, but I'm going to put that little asterisk. But they gave up a ton of rushing yards. Their defense was exposed in the secondary. I'm just saying their defense has to change, in my opinion,
For them to beat who?
to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Like their offense is still, it was basically, I mean, it was a shootout. They won 33-31.
Right.
It was just trading touchdowns.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, for the Rams to win a Super Bowl and also come playoff time, I really think.
But again, there's 2 5-0 teams. There's 1 4-win team. There's not it's not like it's like, holy shit, come playoff time, it's gonna be murderer's row. The Rams are gonna have to go through the who? The Bears and the Redskins?
Yeah.
And the who?
Well, you have a point. To get to the Super Bowl, right now, it looks like they could walk to the Super Bowl. But I got to give McVay credit. McVay, first of all, I think he is such a brilliant coach. I'm a huge fan of him. His fourth down call, not only the ball's on him, but the smarts on him. So the Rams are up, right, 33-31, and they have it on, I want to say, like Seattle's 45. It's 4th and 1. They get Pete Carroll to use his last timeout with like a minute and like change left. So after the timeout, the Rams come out and go for it.
Right.
So basically, his thing was, if we get this, game over, they just use their last timeout.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if they don't get it, Seattle's not that far away from kicking a field goal to win. But I thought it was a smart move, and he basically saying, it wasn't even a yard. Like, he was like, if we can't get – to me, that's a great move, and he's a smart guy. It kind of comes back to some of these other games. If you can't get a foot, right, Prano, on 4th and a foot, he's basically saying, guys, we have a great offense. If we can't get a foot, we don't deserve to win this game.
Right.
And they did, and they won. And you saw it backfire. On the other end, though, I mean, not to bring back to the Houston game, when you have an offense that's struggling, maybe you should kick the field goal. You're not the Rams offense.
Right.
Take the points before halftime.
But still, like, I mean, I don't even think that's the bad coaching when you can't get 4th and 1 isn't that you went for it. It's that you couldn't fucking dial up a play for 4th and 1.
Sure.
Like, it's not that fucking hard.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of runs that I see on 4th and 1 that are either a quarterback sneak or a single back. Like, are we done with the fullback? You have them on your rosters. If you're not going to use them for 4th and 1 out of the eye, what the fuck are they? Why are they on rosters?
What teams are using fullbacks these days?
None.
Yeah.
Are using them, but they all employ them for some reason.
I'm trying to think. What game was I recently watching where they were using the fullback and it was working well? God, I forget which team.
I just don't understand. Like, to me, that's why you have them there. Fine, don't play them all that much, but like have one and use it when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Even just like on 1st down every once in a while, like throw the I form back there and fucking run the ball. And the best thing about running out of the I form is you can do play action out of it.
Sure.
I mean, people were doing it for 2 decades.
Why are the kickers so bad?
I have no idea. I have literally no idea.
But it's not just NFL.
College kickers, to me, that's just a numbers game. There's not 200 good kickers in the world. There's just not. There's like 25. That at any given time, there's 25 guys who can kick a fucking field goal successfully 70% of the time. Like the idea that, let's pick a random team. Fucking Texas Tech is just going to fucking find a good kick. They're like, we don't know. Are there soccer players who understand how to kick oval things? Like, it's just.
Yeah, but I feel if you're a big college program, if you're the Bamas of the world, you can find a good kicker. You're the best school.
But you can't. That's the thing. It's like you're not recruiting it. You're not.
But my question is why?
Because what do you do?
Because this is what I want to bring about the kicker.
You're going to use your scholarship on your fucking kicker?
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work,
here's what I'm gonna say about kickers in general, whether it's college or NFL. It's like we always forget that there's three. By we, I just mean people in general. You have offense, defense, and special teams. We always forget about the third one. Why does everyone always forget about special teams? We saw it today. How crucial is the kicker?
It's different. You are paying. You're paying everybody to be there. If they weren't paying people in the NFL, if they were like, there's 5 guys you don't have to pay to be on the team, they'll just show up, just walk on professionals. Those would be the kickers. But in college, it's like, even if you're in Alabama, you're going to give a scholarship to a kicker, and then he fucking doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's lost, and suddenly you have have some dickhead on your roster.
My argument is, if you have a good kicker, so many games, right, Prano? How many games do we see this at any level? They come down to the kicking. It happens all the time.
I just think kickers, it's impossible to know whether a guy's going to be good or bad. It's literally impossible.
But aren't we basing that on
Dan Bailey is like the most accurate kicker in NFL history until now. How many kicks did he miss today?
He didn't have a good day. So what is the assessment then here of kickers in general?
Fuck them. They're idiots. It's like, to me, the kicking thing is like, there's just not that many good ones.
Is it like, how like you get variety packs from Costco?
Yeah.
Like you don't know, like let's say I said, reach your hand in a giant variety pack of Frito-Lays that has 10 different types of Frito-Lay brands chips. That's what it is. Like, you don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, I hope I get Doritos. You just keep pulling Fritos. You're just like, Fritos. Like, fuck. I'm not making chili. What the fuck do I need all these Fritos for?
That's what's happening.
Who eats fucking corn chips? Why do we even have corn chips?
Kickers are the variety pack.
Yeah. Kickers are the corn chips of the variety pack. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think there's that many good ones. I mean, look, we're talking about NFL teams now who like can't find kickers. There are NFL teams who are like, we don't know who our kicker is. The Chargers are just like, look, if you can kick, show up.
Maybe I didn't follow it closely enough, but that's my point, is that I see it now more than ever. And I feel like we have this conversation every year now. Again, we saw it today. You see the Mason Crosby just complete meltdown.
I mean, yeah, that's just a meltdown, right?
And then you also see a guy drill, got to bring up your game, a 63-yarder to win it. Tied for the longest ever game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
I mean, he drilled it.
Yeah, would have been good for 70. It would have been good from the spot 8 yards back that they gave them a first down on.
Do you want to talk about your boys?
Measuring.
You want to talk about it, Joe?
Stockton. I mean, that to me, and you could say I'm a bitter Giants fan, but one thing you don't see a whole lot of in the NFL, you don't tend to see a lot of guys where the sentiment coming out of the entire locker room is that the game was stolen from us. But guys just straight up said that. Guys in the Giants locker room are like, it's one thing to lose. It's another thing to come back and then have the game stolen from you. The unnecessary roughness, did you see the play on? I mean, that was one of the most ridiculous. How do you even get a helmet-to-helmet unnecessary roughness penalty when you don't know that you're tackling somebody? Like, there has to be some intent, right? Like, are you a murderer if you are driving down the 405 and 5 days later somebody goes, there was a child on the 405 and you ran it over? It's like, what? How? What are you talking about? He dove to defend a play. He dove away from the line of scrimmage. And he hit a guy, 3 guys going. Cam Newton threw it in the middle of 3 people. Next play, first of all, that was 3rd and 11. They give him the first down. Next play, touchdown. That was the entire game. I mean, like, if we're going to review shit, let's fucking review shit. And if we're not, then let's fucking not. I'm sick of this is the call on the field should stand. I'm sick of this can't be reviewed, but this can. How about and by the way, I watched a lot of college football yesterday. This targeting, the guys being thrown out for the same kind of shit. Oh, I called a fucking penalty on the field, and then I looked at it. Turns out I'm a total dickhead, but can't say that. So now you have to eject this dude from the game. Like, that play was fucking everything.
Well, Mike Tomlin did make a good point. I don't know if you saw his post-game press conference. He said the NFL needs to get this in order because games are being lost and people are losing their jobs because of the officiating.
Yeah, it's absurd. I mean, and then forget. Here's my thing. To me, that play in the Giants game was the entire game. Now the Giants come back and they go fucking ahead, and there's a whole and then Gano kicks it. The absurdity of the Christian McCaffrey getting a first down, even though literally, I mean, how often do you see it? Oh, I know. The yellow line's not official. I know. The yellow line isn't official. We've heard it a million times. But how many times ever have you seen it where a first down has been actually made, but the TV line and the entire production crew is so sure that a first down wasn't get made that the next play happens and the line's still in the same position, and now it says fourth down. This isn't a stop it, let's review. When Cam Newton spiked the ball on the next play on Fox, the yellow line's still up, and now it says fourth down. There must have been people in bars across the country going, why is he spiking it on fourth down? Now, I'm not saying McCaffrey did or didn't get it. I don't think he got it. But here's the thing. That's not close enough to review it. You've tricked a Fox production team that you never trick ever. 1,000 first downs every weekend. They get it right every time. They got it wrong, and it's so not close. It's definitely a first down. My girlfriend was watching the game on the unnecessary roughness, targeting a defenseless receiver going backwards when Landon Collins isn't looking at him. The guys, they're discussing it, and my girlfriend, by the way, a family of 3 girls, no boys in their family, no football, whatever. She points to the referee. She goes, that guy has never played football in his entire life. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Can there be a rule? You have to have stepped foot on a football field in a uniform to be a fucking referee?
Well, this is my take on the refs, and it might come across like a crazy, stupid take. But before I say it, I tweeted out the video of the Seahawks game of the helmet to helmet. Did you see that?
Yeah.
This is where I'm confused. They didn't even call that. Now I get that the receiver that what's his name? God damn it, Brandon. What's his name for the Rams?
Cook.
Brandon Cook. I get that he lowered his head,
and that's supposed to be a penalty.
But it was still. I mean, it was a vicious. He left a concussion,
right?
And you know, fucking Cooper left with a concussion, or Jordan Cup left with a concussion too. So my point is, it's still helmet to helmet, and there was no call. And both the announcers, the play-by-play, and Rondé Barber was calling the game as the color analyst. We're like, dude, what? This is helmet to helmet. This is my take, and I don't know how this would work. We can do anything basically with technology at this point, right? We have driverless cars. We have all these amazing things.
Launched rockets.
That was what I was going to say. Elon Musk just launched rockets that landed again in the LA area. Why do we need? Can we not have this all done technologically? Like, can there be a field? Can they not insert stuff on the field where they know where the ball lies for first down or for a touchdown or for whatever? I'm being dead fucking serious. I mean, we had this discussion about baseball with balls and strikes. Do we really need
But here's the thing,
human
Andy.
beings?
We have it.
Because we use it.
But I'm saying we have it in the game. There's a robot on one side of the field, there's a first down marker. And on the other side of the field, there's a first down marker. And those first down markers are linked with a fucking digital line. It's a digital level that says this is the line. And then a human being who's never played the game of football ever comes in and goes, that's a first down. Really? We all just watched it. It's not. It's not a first down. So why are you fucking like? That's the thing that I just don't understand. My biggest problem with it is no one's perfect. You're gonna get it wrong. My problem with these guys is they refuse to admit when they got it wrong. The same thing happened in the baseball game the other day. The guy was fucking safe as shit at second base. In the Rockies Cubs game, went into fucking second base, was fucking safe. We reviewed it. We watched 40 angles of it. He fucking beat it. No, call in the field said this. Who gives a shit how you fucked it up the first time? Why is that a factor? You fucked it up, so when in doubt, we stick with your fuck up? It's stupid. That game, that Giants game, back and forth the whole fucking time. We finally get a fucking good offense, and that's how it ends. We get a 63-yarder from Gano. Oh, not to mention, on the play before, standing in the pocket, alone, in the pocket, alone. Cam Newton throws the ball 40 yards out of bounds. That is called intentional grounding. Now, was Gano's kick going to be good from 73? Maybe. But we should have found out because he intentionally grounded.
All right, well, look, we can't go on the Giants game the whole time. But before we move on to some other teams, obviously Odell, everybody's talking about his interview. Why is Lil Wayne in the interview, by the way?
I don't know, but this is exactly what I was talking about a couple weeks ago. Odell Beckham's...
He's not helping his cause, though.
But this is exactly what I said. So in the last couple of days, we have to have more heart. And I don't know if it's Eli Manning's fault that the offense is struggling. And it's like he went into the locker room and slit throats of teammates. Antonio Brown said, fucking trade me. He said, fucking trade me and see what happens. We talked about it for 3 seconds.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
He said, fucking trade me, see what happens.
I didn't defend Antonio Brown. What I'm saying about this is now, you're not agree yes or no. He's not helping his cause by saying that stuff to...
Well, they scored 30 points for the first time in forever. He threw a touchdown. He caught a touchdown.
Yeah, he had a great game.
They targeted him 14 times. He had 130 yards. So he caught a touchdown finally.
But this is where I'm at with Odell, just in general. They have to... I know it's a team sport. It's not an individual sport. But at the end of the day, the Giants got to start winning some fucking games with him. I mean,
But he's a wide receiver.
I get that. But it's also his 5th year. I mean, you talk about how...
I'm just saying, we do this a lot. I don't know if it's the New York media, if it's the hair, if it's whatever, but like Eli Manning gets the same thing.
But let me
as it's like, where was the Megatrons not winning games?
Well, obviously it's the New York media, but let me... This is the analogy I would use. Not analogy, but from experience. As someone who fell in love with Ocho Cinco as a former Bengals fan, I loved him. Obviously, he brought a shit ton of attention to himself. I loved Ocho Cinco. But when I look back on it, he had some phenomenal years. It's like, dude, you never won a playoff game with the Bengals.
But he's a wide receiver.
But that's my
not
point.
on him.
That's my point. So is Odell Beckham. I'm just saying, he's now in his 5th year. Like, you say it's not on him, but you revere him the way I used to revere Chad Johnson. That's all I'm saying, as far as how good I thought he was.
When you're a receiver, when you're a receiver, when you're a running back, when you're a fucking even a defensive player, basically you can't really put wins on any single player except for a quarterback, and then even then it's only so much. You can only put a wins on them so much. You can only say, hey, we're this good, but you let us down because look at what you did here. If Odell Beckham had a fucking punt go off his foot today for a touchdown, or he was trying to block a guy, but like, am I looking at that going like, oh, he was dancing and then he tried to block a dude and it went off his foot. Like that's actually literally a bad bounce. He's a wide receiver.
Sure.
Like, everybody loves Todd Gurley now. No one was going, oh, Todd Gurley only won fucking 4 games a couple years ago. It's like he's a running back. Where's the Barry Sanders only won this many games ? Where's the Randy Moss was never on a fucking championship team? It's like,
well, I think people talk about those things.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is anybody questioning Barry Sanders' greatness because of the lack of quality in the Detroit Lions teams? I'm certainly not.
No, I don't think we are.
Or Megatron?
Well, obviously, all those guys made their teams better. I just, at this point, not just him, on a lot of these guys, you just don't want to bring that sort of attention, whether it's him or Antonio Brown or whoever. You just don't want to. You don't want to bring unnecessary attention to your team. And I think good coaches.
But that's something that's going to come again.
Okay, as a Giants guy,
right?
Obviously, Plaxico Burress. We have those whole things.
But Plaxico Burress was mediocre. Plaxico Burress was a 3-catch-a-game guy. Maybe one of them's a fade for a touchdown in the end zone. Plaxico Burress, to compare Plaxico Burress and Odell Beckham Jr. is offensive to Odell Beckham Jr.
I was comparing off the field, like as far as bringing attention.
But it's not that you're not. It doesn't matter if you're a mediocre wide receiver. You're not allowed to shoot yourself in the club. If you're a historically good wide receiver, then you can have a fucking interview. Like, not only was Plaxico Burress bringing way worse, way more ridiculous negative media attention, he also wasn't as good of a player.
I'm just saying, I think most teams at this state, and I know it's not as easy as it used to be because social media didn't exist until recent years, the teams that kind of mostly keep it in check win games as teams. That's all I'm saying. Like we talked about the Rams. I mean,
Aaron Hernandez murdered somebody.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski is a negative attention fucking bonanza. Tom Brady is destroying his cell phone while getting members of his fucking staff. What? Wait, what?
But they're still winning games. That's my point.
Exactly. So
that's all that matters. That's my point all along. That's always my point.
But again, you're confusing two things. What Gronk does on the field and what Gronk does off the field are two different things. Like, the Patriots win games.
Sure.
Aaron Hernandez was a murderer. So that's now his negative attention that he gets off the field is less because Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of all time?
Well, none of that was, first of all, the Aaron Hernandez thing I think is an absurd comparison because all those things happened that was never out in the media. The minute he got arrested.
I mean, the Tom Brady stuff's out in the media.
Yeah, but I also think, again, they're winning game. Like what Tom Brady stuff?
How about last year when they lost in the Super Bowl after a 3-week run-up of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady don't talk. Bill Belichick was forced to trade Garoppolo. He's stopping Tom Brady's trainer from being on the fucking sideline. Tom Brady's not talking to Bill Belichick because he loves his trainer and he wants him for massages and But
they've also won 5 Super Bowls together,
right?
and
exactly.
That's all I'm trying to say.
So you're saying exactly what
saying,
I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is, do what this has always been my motto. Do what you want off the field. I don't give a fuck.
Perform on the field.
Yes, that's all
Odell
I'm saying.
Beckham is performing at a historic rate at the wide receiver position.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
But it's not going to matter. At the end of the day, you know this. Odell Beckham could break Calvin Johnson's record. It's not going to matter for you as a Giants fan if you guys go 5-11.
Sure it is, because we're set at wide receiver.
But you yourself say it's all about winning a Super Bowl.
Of course it is. Odell Beckham is not stopping us from winning a Super Bowl. He's helping us win Super Bowls.
But you're not going to be happy. That's what I'm saying. If you guys go 5-11,
but you're doing what everybody also is doing wrong. You're focusing your attention on the wrong place.
I'm not pinning this all on Odell.
No, but everybody's talking about Odell. What they should be talking about is all the reasons that the Giants are 1-4. It's not Odell Beckham. Again, how good does somebody have to play for then, like, look at Pac-Man Jones. Look at, like, we can go through a million guys who have the off-field stuff. Terrell Owens, Randy Moss. Like, how good does a guy have to play?
But you named all guys who've never won Super Bowls, and I think that's a reason.
I mean,
but I'm serious. I mean, you named even, obviously, Randy Moss played on that amazing undefeated Patriots team. I'm just saying, none of those guys won Super Bowls. Like, again, I'm not saying you can't have off the field shit.
Randy Moss did the pom-poms, but he didn't win a Super Bowl.
So I'm not blaming it on that.
But that's my point. Less than, like, having Emmett, Aikman, defense, Jimmy Jones, Michael Irvin's fucking out all night doing cocaine.
Sure.
So he's a Super Bowl receiver? It's like, it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
I just think good coaches, for the most part, I'm generalizing. And I'm not even saying, keep players that are, there's a reason the Cincinnati Bengals who take chances on Pac-Man and Vontaze Burfict and Joe Mixon, guys that have fucking talent.
Randy Moss, Chad Ochocinco, Josh Gordon, Aaron Hernandez, Gronk. These guys have all played for the Patriots. Corey Dillon. How many guys has Bill Belichick given them to me?
Exactly, but you know why?
Because
he gets them to fit his system.
No,
he does. He does though.
Randy Moss Randy Moss on the fucking Patriots.
Corey Dillon was good for the Bengals. They didn't do it. But my point is, none of those off the field things, or even on the field.
What Bill Belichick does is Bill Belichick goes, you think this guy who's great at wide receiver is the reason that your shit franchise isn't winning? I'll take him. Yes. Give him to me. Thank you.
Yeah, but what Bill Belichick does, that's why I love him, he takes these guys, yes, that have problems, right? Whether it's on or off the field with other teams, and they don't have those problems with him. And if they do, or if those problems get in the way of winning, he fucking cuts them.
But, like, you look at a guy like Gronk. Parties, misses games all the time because he's hurt. Like, you would think Bill Belichick would go, hey, man, maybe stop chugging beers and going to fucking MTV Spring Break and play a 16-game
that's
season.
Why he was trying to trade him.
Maybe.
But he ultimately doesn't have that call.
Yeah, my point is like, you can't judge how great a player is by their team's success. It's nonsense.
Yes,
I was just having the
yes and no, though, because we both do it. Yes and no, we both do it. You judge Eli Manning.
A quarterback is 100% different.
By his 2 Super Bowls.
No, I don't. I judge Eli Manning by the entirety of his NFL resume, which has him top 7 in everything. Oh, and he won 2 Super Bowls.
No, because most people would look at the Super Bowl rings. We both agree are very important for a quarterback, right? You wouldn't say the words very important?
Yeah, very important. But again, Aaron Rodgers should have 10 of them. He's the best quarterback. But he's hampered with a fucking tit with a nipple for a coach.
So we agree you're going to look at everybody individually.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't think Megatron is, I think he's one of the best, if not a top 3 best receiver of all time. The fact that Detroit never won a single playoff game with him doesn't matter. I believe Barry Sanders is the single best running back of all time. Any moment that you call up Jimmy Johnson and you go, Barry Sanders for Emmitt Smith, he'd be like, yes, right now. Do you want me to suck your dick when you drop him off? You call Bill Belichick right now and be like, Beckham for Hogan. He'd been like, cool. Also, take the 5 ball boys that Tom Brady's going to have murdered for cheating for him. I'll take him in 1 fucking second.
But my argument again with Bill Belichick, if that does happen, Odell's not going to be doing the interview he does today with Lil Wayne. I just don't. I maybe I'm too much of a Bill Belichick fan. I just don't think that happens.
Okay, that may or may not be true, but he did that and then had his best game of the season.
Okay, fair enough.
And Pat Shurmur had to answer a question at halftime. Are you guys giving him the ball more on purpose? He's like, no, we're just like, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Because he fucking called you out. He said, we're not fucking throwing the ball enough downfield. And guess what the Giants did today? They threw the ball downfield. Guess what? Odell Beckham's right. He was right the whole fucking time. And he's also really, really good.
But let me ask you this, and then we'll move on.
When Odell Beckham gets a DUI, when Odell Beckham fucking beats up his girlfriend, when Odell Beckham gets arrested.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy.
No, I'm not either. I'm not saying he's a fucking good guy. I don't care either way. But when he does, I'll talk about his negative. When he shoots himself in the leg, I'll talk about his negative effect on the team. The like fiery thing on the when he's in a screaming match with Eli Manning on the sideline.
I put a lot of the Giants at the end of the day, regardless, are 1-4.
I mean, they were robbed today, straight up.
Okay,
but fine.
Well,
sure.
In the standings that I see, they're 1-4. And my point is this. They have way too much talent. I think we both agree on this, especially offensively, to be 1-4. And I put that on coaching. That's all I'm going to say. I have watched them a lot.
Yeah. First year coaching, right?
And I get it.
First year coaching. But
what they did today offensively should be happening a lot. That's all I'm saying.
But it's the same thing. The Giants, and like, I don't know what it is about the Giants. Like, and I'd love an answer from non-Giants fans. Like, what is it? Why do, like, to me, everything about the New York Giants is like, what's not likable about the New York Giants? What's not likable about Eli Manning? What's not likable? Like, what? Like, the New York Giants have become a little bit like a team people root against. And also, by the way, this whole like Eli Manning is washed and this is the whole thing. Like that's something that now just lives on Twitter. I mean, Rich Eisen tweeted it today. And then, of course, backtracked because he's a fucking pussy. But he tweeted it and then was like, oh, and now here he comes with a game fucking leading touchdown. I guess I was wrong the whole time. It's like, what is it about that people are like out? I mean, I got into a fucking argument with the fucking Sam the Hooligan ball because he's like, Eli Manning is dog shit. And he's a fucking Panthers fan. Here's a fact. In the washed last 3 seasons, Eli Manning is the last washed out 3 seasons. Eli Manning's outplayed Cam Newton since his MVP season. Straight up in statistics. Better than fucking Cam Newton. Better today. Better last year. Better the year before. Are the Carolina Panthers, are they stupid for not trading up to get Darnold last year? Did they fucking hamper their franchise for the next decade, not replacing the quarterback who has never been a good passer and who's aging out of being a tailback? Serious question. Are they? Because apparently he's washed.
But again, people are going to look, whether it's right or wrong, people are going to take those last 3 seasons and say, okay, how many playoff games have the Giants played? How many have the Panthers played? And I get it. Again, I get that it's a team sport.
Yeah. Whenever you do that, and I'm going to look into the camera for people who be watching on YouTube. Whenever you do that, ask yourself, one, is Aaron Rodgers the best quarterback in the NFL? The answer, by the way, is yes. And if you don't think so, you're stupid. Two, how's he doing playoff-wise lately? How's his Super Bowls? It's not about one fucking dude. He's the best. He's the best. This is the LeBron James argument. Cool. You made 8 straight finals? How many of you win, bro? 3 and 6. Choker, little bitch. It's like, that's not how this works, guys. It's not how it fucking works. Well, the Giants offense is 11 dudes. And by the way, we're talking still about this Giants game, but we're also not talking about this Giants
I agree.
game.
We're talking in general.
Yeah.
In generalizations about.
Like, this isn't how it fucking works.
About quarterbacks.
And just sports. Like, it's hard to watch people talk about this and like just be so fucking stupid.
Well, look, I think we agree on a lot of things. We might disagree on some things, but I think we agree that it is a team game, and you are right. People, guys, when you're watching these players, I think you do have to look at so many different factors when you're watching these games. And I always, this is what I always ask myself for a quarterback. Is he making my team better? For example, Jags Chiefs, which I watched. Clearly, Patrick Mahomes is making his team better. Blake Bortles is not making his team better. He never has. I'm sorry. I stand by that. I know people will defend Blake Bortles. He's not making his team better.
Blake Bortles is in the midst of the Russell Wilson when he went to the Super Bowl, the Cam Newton when he went to the Super Bowl. You have the best defense. Don't fuck it up. That's your job. Not to fuck it up. What did he do today? He fucked it up.
4 interceptions.
4? He didn't throw 4 interceptions today.
Yeah, he did. He threw for 430 yards, but it doesn't matter when you score 14 points and lose by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Are we all buying in on this?
I bought in.
Yeah.
I already bought in.
I'm gonna say this much though. I have to say it. They're still not my favorite in the AFC. After seeing them play 2 good games, god damn it, I think I'm back on the Pats train. I think I am. I just think playoffs are so different. We've talked about this. I'll be curious next week. They play in Arrowhead. But again, I'm talking playoffs. Andy Reid versus Bill Belichick. I don't care if it's in. It doesn't even matter if it's in Arrowhead.
Andy Reid versus Bill Belichick, no doubt about it.
It's a mismatch.
100%. I just think the way their rosters are right now, there's a decided talent advantage for the Chiefs.
I agree. Talent advantage. No disagreement there.
But decide, not like this is quarterbacks, coaching, defense, running game, offense, like in some order. Those are the factors. But to me, it's like I think the Chiefs almost need next week. They have the Patriots at home.
Yeah,
great. So let's find out.
Sunday night.
That'd be awesome. I think they need to lose a game, though.
I
think
agree.
The Chiefs need to lose a game.
The Chiefs and the Rams.
But also, let's be fair. After 2 games, the Patriots have beaten the Dolphins and the Colts. That's your 2 good games.
True, at home. But I think we all saw it. Josh Gordon's back, baby.
Yeah. Right? We said it. We both sent tweets simultaneously.
Just to troll you, Tiger Woods slurpers.
But I saw a couple people like, wow, like I think it might have even been Boonstra who was like, well, this is a reach. I mean, there's never been a more perfect example.
I think it's a great analogy.
The best receiver in 2013
catches
a single touchdown. He's now the best receiver in football again.
He's back, baby. I was going to say, I love watching the Chiefs offense, just like the Rams. When those offenses get the ball, whether it's a long drive or just get into their playmakers, I did look up a stat because we talked about it. I had to.
I think Mahomes, though, like from a talent level, I think Mahomes is
way better than
significantly
Goff.
better than Goff.
Yeah, I agree. Significantly better than Goff. It's not even close. All right, Prano. I'm gonna, even though you technically owe me all you can eat sushi, don't think I forgot. I'll take you out if you can guess 2 of these 5. I looked this up. We discussed. I said, has the team ever had 3 receivers catch for 1,000 yards? It's happened 5 times.
Okay.
In NFL history. If you can name 2 of the 5 times in the receivers,
well,
dinner
I
on me.
I said the Rams, like turf. No.
No.
Okay.
There's no
5
way.
times.
There's no way you get 2 of these 5. There's no way.
A Peyton Manning Colts team.
Okay, there you go.
But I don't know. I mean, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne.
Who's the third? 2004. Marvin Harrison.
That's not like fucking Dallas Clark. Like
Reggie Wayne.
Stokely.
There it is.
Is that one of them?
I'll give you one. Yeah. 2004. Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Brandon Stokely, all caught for 1,000 yards.
I don't even know. Hold on. I'm just trying to think of.
Some of these on here are going to, dude, your head's going to explode.
I'm trying to think of a tight end. There has to be one that's a tight end, right?
There's only one.
And
it was 1980. There's no way you get that one. You want me to give it to you?
I mean, is that like fucking Kellen Winslow?
Yeah. 1980, the Chargers.
Fouts. Yeah.
Kellen Winslow, John Jefferson, Charlie Joyner.
I was never going to get that.
What about 1989? Can you get this one?
I mean, is it the Niners?
No.
No, I have no idea.
The Washington Redskins. Art Monk.
Reggie, Art Monk, Sanders.
There you go.
And the fucking other dude. What's the fucking other dude's name? Oh, God. I forget his name.
And Gary Clark.
3
of them in 1989.
That's a good one.
Oh, this
should have been able to get that.
This 95 one, I never would have gotten.
95?
95. NFC team. I never would have got this.
No idea.
I believe, did they play in the Super Bowl this year? I believe this is the year they lost to the Broncos. The Atlanta Falcons. Listen to this threesome. Eric Metcalf, Terrence Mathis, and Burt Emanuel.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
Wild, right? And the most recent one I wouldn't have gotten.
Hold on. Give me one more shot then.
Okay.
So it doesn't have a tight end.
Does not have a tight end.
Most recent one.
3 wide receivers. It happened 10 years ago.
I mean, the Bengals?
No, but you're...
The Falcons?
No.
I have no idea.
The Super Bowl Arizona Cardinals.
Fitzgerald, Bolden, and who's their third guy?
Steve Breston.
Oh,
2008.
Wow. Michigan's own.
Yeah. That was the last time it happened. It's crazy, right?
That's amazing that Peyton Manning's Colts team in there, but not Peyton Manning, not that first couple of years with the Broncos. Yeah, that's absurd.
I think it's a very interesting stat. Yeah. Wild, though. I think the Rams can do it. We'll see. They had a couple injuries today. Before we move on, Prano, I want to announce to everybody that I was looking for tickets on SeatGeek for the Insane Clown Posse concert. Oh, boy.
Where is it?
It's in Anaheim.
Wasn't there just like a Insane Clown Posse? Weren't they just in the news or something?
I didn't see.
I saw somebody put up a clip of them with Limp Bizkit or something.
Who's going to this with me? Because we need somebody to film it.
I thought Goldberg was going in and was also fucking dressing up.
Well, he can't film it.
No, I know that. Unless we put a GoPro on his head.
Okay, this is the headline. Insane Clown Posse member tries to drop kick Fred Durst on stage.
When's that from?
12 hours ago.
That's amazing.
TMZ.
Where did that happen? Bro, you got to get to the show. Stat. When's the show?
It's Wednesday. You have your phone on you, right?
Yeah.
What's a couple Wednesdays from now? So 2 weeks from Wednesday.
I think it's like the 24th.
24th. Yeah. Insane Clown Posse's Shaggy 2 Dope attempted to do something crazy this weekend. A running drop kick, which totally crashed and burned. Fred was performing with his own band, Limp Bizkit, at the 2018 Allegiance Festival in Camden, New Jersey, when Shaggy tried rushing him on stage with a WWE wrestling move that completely backfired.
Can't wait for you to go to this. It's in Irvine, the show?
It's in Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Who wants to go with me, guys? I was looking at. I'll buy your ticket. Again, I was looking on SeatGeek. Sold tickets for like $70 in Anaheim. That's a lot about SeatGeek. You can literally go
$70 for fucking.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But the best part is if I go on SeatGeek, right, and get the $20 off.
You also have to get somebody to paint your face.
Yeah, well, I got the mayor's.
Spend that money on.
Most likely the mayor's girlfriend. You know, she works in movies and film. That's what she does.
Makeup?
She's not like a makeup artist. She's like
she does craft services, but she's gonna paint my face.
No, she's got a cool job. So like, you see movies that use costumes, and like, she's a person who, like, let's say a horror film would have to have some elaborate. So it's like part makeup, but it's also costume design. That's what she does for a living. So she's like, I can totally make you out to be clown. What are they called though? Juggalo. So yeah, so Dirtballs, if you want to join me in Anaheim, you should hop on SeatGeek, because like I said, all Dirtballs get $20 off their first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code DIRTY today. I saw diehard Dirtball Blow Baja went today to the Rockies game.
Rip Rockies.
Yeah, use promo code DIRTY. Guys, that's promo code DIRTY for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. We have the tickets. All right. Are we going to get through some of these games?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's rip through.
We're an hour in. Holy shit. Broncos Jets. Vance Joseph sucks. Talk about bad coaches. You just can't get destroyed by Sam Darnold. You just can't. End of story. Bengals come back after being down 17-0.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw the Dolphins came out.
Tannehill. 3 awful turnovers in the second half. Speaking of Spider-Man meme, Tannehill and fucking Dalton to me are very similar.
The Bengals are the only 4-1 team. I don't think the Bengals are good.
So here's the deal.
What am I missing?
The Bengals, this is what the Bengals will do. This is the Andy Ruther prediction. They will win 10 games, at least.
They're 4-1.
Yeah, they will make the playoffs. And they will not, I repeat, will not win a playoff game. They will never win a playoff game with Marvin Lewis. In fact, our friend Justin Wood texted me. He had a few drinks in him Saturday night and said, can I come on Dirty Sports if the Bengals, can I come on Dirty Sports and to beg you to join the Bengals again? I said, no. I said, Justin, maybe if they win a playoff game, but they won't. I said, let's make a bet, dude. I like you. You're a good guy. And he wouldn't do it. I go, let's make a bet. They will not win a playoff game. And he goes, you need to come. Apparently all the Bengals fans go to Barney's.
Classic.
In Santa Monica. And he goes, calm down and talk shit to Bengals fans. I was like, no. Because they're like you. He used the line that me and my brother Greg love. He used this line. If we haven't heard this so many years now, this is our year.
Yeah. I don't see it.
I don't care if they're hosting a home playoff game. They will not win. They will not win. No way.
They got some big help from the Browns today, though, in a fucking shit fest.
They did. They got a lot of help from the Browns. The Browns have 2 wins now, Prano. You getting a little worried?
About what? They're winning 6 games?
here's the deal, dude. Baker Mayfield, I think he is going to be good. Like, I think I'm going to be wrong on this one. He looks good. They play well. He keeps plays alive. The only concern for me is possibly an injury because, he does take some hits, but he keeps them in games, man.
I mean, this game went to overtime at 9-9 today.
Yeah, it was a pretty.
He didn't exactly fucking.
I mean, he's
light
not
it up.
Yeah, I mean, he threw for 300 yards. He's not lighting it up, though. I know what you're saying. They might win 6 or 7 games, though, man.
I still don't see it. You know why I don't see it? Here's why.
Hugh Jackson?
Yes, but specifically what you made me watch. You made me watch the celebration in the locker room. To me, you're going to love this. You know who Hugh Jackson is?
Who?
Hugh Jackson is the Jameis Winston of coaches. Nobody in that locker room is inspired by Hugh Jackson going, "We did it. Guys, we did something we ain't won and we haven't done it so long. We won a division game. Woo! You won a single. I mean, the stat that this was the first Sunday game that they've won in over 1,000 days. You know when football's played? On fucking Sundays. It's like saying the first time you went to church on a Sunday in 1,000 days. That's when you go. That's when the game is played. They've won like a Wednesday game more recently than they won a fucking Sunday game. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Everything about them winning 2 games and thinking they've won the Super Bowl
but they're in a weak division this year. Steelers are Ravens are Bengals we're saying
What are the Ravens now? 3-2?
Yeah.
I mean, the Bengals are 4-1. Those are two so basically those are both playoff teams right now. They're going to be what? Do you think they're going to finish with a better record than the Steelers?
No, I didn't say that.
Are the Browns going to finish last in the division?
I think so.
So now what's the question? Is last in an NFL division winning 6 games? How often does that happen?
Well, they have 4 more games against their division. I'm saying they could split those. That gives them 4 wins. I've said
before, I think the Browns have tons of talent. That's what happens when you draft in the first round in the top 5 every year. You stockpile talent.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson celebrating a single win like it was the fucking Super Bowl. It's like when teams pop champagne when they win the wild card game.
It was pretty bad. You can go to, I was watching it on my favorite show, Game Day Prime. They showed the clip. I believe you can find it on the Browns team website if you want to see. It's pretty embarrassing. He goes, you know what else?
Who do the Browns play next week?
Let's see. Who are the old Brownies playing next week?
So what we got them at 2-1?
2-1. Next week, the Cleveland Browns. Ooh. They come. No, that's actually a home game. They play the LA Chargers.
They're going to lose. So here we go. We got 2. Give me their schedule. I got 2 on the board.
LA Chargers.
I'm not giving 1. Are you?
No. At Tampa Bay. Depending who's starting, they could win that.
I'm asking you, giving them a win or no? We'll do Andy Ruther. You're more positive about them than I am.
I'll give them a win at Tampa Bay.
Okay, that's 3.
At Pittsburgh, no. Kansas City at home, no. Atlanta at home, it'll be a shootout, so I'm going to say no. At Cincinnati, no. At Houston, I'm going to say yeah. Carolina at home, I'm going to say yeah. At Denver, no. Cincinnati at home, I'm going to say yeah. At Baltimore, no. Okay.
That's 6 if they win every game you gave them.
Well, the over-under was Vegas was 5.5.
Yeah.
So very close. I guess you do have a point by saying, look, Baker Mayfield's playing well. They scored 9 points heading into overtime.
I mean, if the Giants scored 9 points today and fucking won in a 12-9 game in overtime, they'd have been talking about how long it's been since they scored X amount of points.
But I think the bar, again, it was just so the bar has been set so low.
That's precisely what I'm saying. Everybody relax.
So I also was watching the Chargers-Raiders game.
I saw on the rundown. I wanted to ask you about this. I didn't watch any of that game because it was blacked out.
For you,
yeah. I was at Allie's place. She doesn't have an antenna set up yet, so we can't get the local shit. You put on Derek Carr sucks now.
Yeah, he's not good, man.
But I looked up the game then, and I'm like, what did I miss from like?
Dude, I put out that tweet. That interception he threw. He's doing a lot of those. He doesn't suck. That was me exaggerating. I will not say he sucks. But like that interception.
But he, like, statistically, his game was like, meh.
Yeah.
Wasn't bad.
First of all, what are we doing again when we have Marshawn Lynch? First and goal in the 1, and we're throwing the ball?
Dude.
Gruden is a disaster.
Who wants to be on the Raiders train more than me? I love Derek Carr. I love the Raiders.
He's not
off the train.
He's not looking good, though. And I do put a lot of that on Gruden, for the record. They got their ass kicked today. I mean, 26-10 actually makes it look closer. They got dominated the whole fucking game. In a stadium that was... I tweeted that out. The opening thing, they go to the sideline reporter, and she goes, the Chargers practiced all week with crowd noise for a home game. And then the cameras cut to. I don't know. I know I keep saying this every week. It is wild. Our boy San Diego sign guy texted me. He's like, I got the final troll job. He's like, can you tweet this? So he texted me personally, and he did that troll job saying Dean Spanos is the Mark Davis haircut of NFL owners.
I was just telling this story the other day, and I think this is I honestly don't know how else they're going to do it. But when I worked at CBS, when I first started working at CBS, and I was working as a page, my first job was in audience control, basically. When we would do live shows, you came to see the Tyra Banks show,
sure,
or the Janla Van Zant show,
I know
or
where you're
whatever.
Getting at. You had to recruit people to get them.
We brought people from fucking methadone clinics in.
That's what they're going to have to do.
They're gonna have crackheads and methadone fucking patients in the new stadium. This stadium holds 20-something thousand people. Let's say double the people that are Raiders fans go to a Raider. Like, you're still gonna have a half-empty stadium. Chargers fans don't exist. That's why I said today on Twitter, make them the Dodge Chargers.
I like that. You want to move them to Kansas?
Dodge City, Kansas. Because then they'll be the Dodge Chargers. But also, that's an area, like, that's Big 12 football. There's no Kansas, Oklahoma. You know, a lot of those people like tend to be like Cowboys fans.
Sure.
It's like you're deciding between the Cowboys and the Broncos. Like, nah, let's fire a fucking football team right in the middle there.
And like I said, they do the Dodge Charger.
I mean, that was the joke that I made. You clearly reiterated it underneath. Like,
oh, I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm not sure if this is what he means, but I'm going to reiterate it.
Yeah, they'll be the Dodge Chargers.
You said it best last week, and I tweeted that out again. I mean, it's true. I don't know a single person living in Los Angeles that calls himself an LA Chargers fan. You know, not somebody who was from San Diego. Sean Merriman's the only one. And he posted an amazing video. Even Sean is the local news guy for the Chargers now. So he's on fucking TV every week. Sean, even himself, posted a video on Twitter of him hanging out with Raiders fans in tailgate and them all talking shit, like, because he thought it was funny. Even Sean's like showing it's all Raiders fans. I think you're right. I think they're going to have to recruit people to go. It's kind of like on the Venice Boardwalk, just like you said. There's a guy who's always trying to get people to go to Jimmy Kimmel Live and Real Time with Bill Maher, because for you guys who haven't been out here, these shows, it's tough to fill an audience every day or every week. It's not easy. So they give away free tickets.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what they're going to have to do to get Chargers fans in. Give away free tickets.
Or they're going to have to do a fucking Price is Right before every game. Like, it was just such a stupid thing because they moved close enough where they're still basically in their same fan base, but that fan base hates them.
Do you think, I was texting Cutter about this because he's interested in all this too, and he's done so much research on the Bengals and that stadium deal with their owner, Mike Brown. He was saying, do you think there's some sort of crazy backdoor deals where Spanos is getting millions? Because I think he had to pay for relocation fee. I think it's like $500 million in itself. Like, there has to be more to this story that we don't know about.
Yeah, there's the real estate factor of building that whole stadium and everything that'll go around it.
But Kroenke owns that.
Right.
Dean Spanos isn't going to own that. That's what makes this move from a financial standpoint. It would be funny, though, a stadium called the Chargers full of meth heads. Meth heads and Chargers feel like they just go together.
Yeah.
I mean, Phillip Rivers needs to start procreating more kids to fill the stadium.
I just think it's going to get real fucking awkward when they open that stadium. And they go, no one has showed up. They're also splitting it with the Rams, which is like, the Rams are going to be doing the whole fucking courting big, studios and whatever. Like, why would you pick the Chargers?
Do they even sell Chargers gear?
Wait.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like when you go to Target, it's Rams and Raiders still.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the dumbest move ever. It's the single dumbest thing that anybody's ever done. Dean Spanos is like, our fans will only be 2 hours away. They'll just all drive there. They hate you now. You stole their team.
I'm trying to think of the equivalent of like a normal person, like in a relationship. What's the equivalent of dating somebody?
So
like you start dating someone's sister?
No, it's the equivalent of starting to fucking date like your ex-boyfriend's roommate. Like, you went across the hall and you're like, it's cool. Like, we're still going to all be friends here because I'm still right here. And he's like, no, you're fucking my roommate.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to see you at breakfast and just be like, yeah, you want a bagel? I'm moving out, bitch. Are you crazy? She's like, well, what? Like, Tim can't pay the rent all by himself? Well, that's Tim's fucking problem. You started fucking my roommate. You guys are on your own now. Good luck.
I'm going to do research this week. I am curious. I'm going to see what everything cost, the financials, because I did see something, of course, it was probably Darren Rovell, that the value of the franchise really didn't go up. Whereas, like, the value going from St. Louis to Los Angeles,
yeah,
the franchise probably went up, millions of dollars.
Well, like you said, they're not going to own their stadium. That's a major factor.
It's huge.
Yeah. Just go to Dodge City, Kansas.
I like the Dodge City, Kansas move, though.
Yeah.
What part of Kansas is that?
It's fucking western Kansas.
Whereas Kansas City's eastern.
Yeah, exactly. Kansas City's Missouri.
Sure. I always forget that. But isn't part of it technically Kansas?
Well, there's Kansas City, Kansas, and there's Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, Dodge City, Kansas.
Dodge is where...
Hold on. We're going to do this. Don't look at my computer. Do you think there were more Chargers fans at today's game? I'm trying to think how I put this. The population of Dodge City, Kansas.
Higher or lower than the entire amount of people that were at the game today?
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
Slightly higher. Probably like 60,000 people.
As of 2010 census, the Dodge City, Kansas population was 27,340.
Fuck yeah.
So it's about the same as the StubHub Center.
perfect.
Literally relocate.
But this isn't about Dodge City, Kansas. This is just the location. People are going to come from forever around, all across the plains. You know Dodge City. Get out of Dodge, right?
Yeah.
That's where Wyatt Earp was. The sheriff. All kinds of Old West shit. You know? The fucking cowboy mascot.
I mean, Oklahoma City would support a team too.
Right?
I don't.
Yeah, but Oklahoma City, they're going to support him in Dodge
Are
City,
we
Kansas.
the only ones? Like, I know people are talking about this, but are we the only people who are really talking about this? How is no one else acknowledging that there is a team playing?
But because people keep getting caught in the wrong part of the story. People keep getting caught up in it's all Raiders fans. It's all Niners fans. It's all Eagles fans. Like those fans were somehow outbidding the Chargers fans for the tickets. They weren't. The real story is what happened to the Dufresnes. What about the Dufresnes?
Somebody tweeted at me, actually.
For those of you who don't get that reference, it's a Mitch Hedberg joke.
Somebody tweeted at me, I think it was a dirt ball, and their argument was, I looked on SeatGeek, of course you did, #1 ticket app, and said, well, the tickets, because it's such a small venue, the tickets, and they are way more expensive. They're like $200 a seat, $150, $200, because it's such a small venue. So obviously supply and demand comes into play. And he said, well, if they're going to come down from San Francisco or Oakland or wherever, they are going to pay more money because they're already traveling. I think that's a bullshit argument.
Wait, then people who are already here?
Yes.
So, but there are no Chargers fans. That's the story.
That's the story we're trying to...
They're not being outbid.
Yeah.
Those people are bidding against other Raiders fans.
I feel,
Where are you guys? I think Jack LeBeau, who's one of our fans, is a Chargers fan because he's from Orange County.
Yeah.
How many of them could there be?
Yeah.
15? And he even tweeted at me, and he's like, my dad watches Chargers games on our boat drinking Mai Tais. Like, that's where he watches Chargers games.
I think we need, how ESPN does Outside the Lines? We need like a dirty sports.
Can we call this episode Chargers fans are the Dufresnes?
Very inside reference.
One of the best jokes ever, though.
I like more of kickers or the variety pack. We'll figure it out after the episode. All right, last thing I want to cover, Vikings, Eagles. Eagles don't look good.
No.
I had that game on, too, all day. I
watched
the whole thing.
That one.
They don't look good.
Super Bowl hangover. Happens all the time. Also, look, here's something that I'm going to preface this by saying, as a Giants fan, I say it all the time. We have 4 Super Bowls, okay? Doesn't matter if Lawrence Taylor has sex with its 5-year-old tomorrow. You can't take the Super Bowls away. I'm not taking anything away from you. But I don't think they were that good last year. Yeah, they won the Super Bowl. They got hot at the end. They had a nice little run. I was talking about them the whole year. I just don't think they were. I think that they're very similar to the Cubs team that I said, hey, here's why you guys are going to win the World Series. And you did, in spite of it. Congratulations. No one can ever take that away from you. But those things that I said have reared their ugly heads in the years since then. You started John Lester in a win-or-go-home game. You started John Lester. You haven't had the fucking starting pitching. Before, after, during that fucking World Series. The Eagles have a lot of holes. And they're hurt. And they're not playing that well. Like, they're not that good. Am I putting the nail in the Eagles' coffin? No, but I think that the real Eagles team is somewhere between this team and the team that won the Super Bowl. I don't think the real Eagles team is that Super Bowl team. And I don't think that this is the real Eagles team. They're somewhere in between. As far as talent, coaching, roster, like the whole thing.
Well, they're just not scoring the ball.
Yeah.
And turnovers like that Jay Ajayi fumble. You just can't have that. Awful fumble. It's anyone's like anybody can win that division at this point.
The NFC East?
Yeah.
I mean, probably not the Giants, but anybody else. I mean, I guess we have the Eagles on Thursday night. If the talk about a game, if the Giants don't beat a 2-3 Eagles team on Thursday night this week, their season's over.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not coming back from 1-5. Now to get back to 2-4, and I think the Giants have like the Eagles, like a couple bad teams in a row. I forget who else we fucking have, but I think they have the Niners after in middle of October. They have a bye. Like it's possible, but it's getting late early for the Giants. That's why today was like, I mean, if the Giants had won today, 2-3 with the Eagles, 2-3, then it's literally any of the 4 teams' divisions. Because right now, like you said, who's a better team, the Cowboys or the Giants? I know they beat us in their building, and they beat us with.
Well, I'd say offensively the Giants, maybe defensively the Cowboys.
I mean, the Giants smacked the fucking Texans. It's the only win we fucking have.
God, that game was bad tonight. Well, one last note before we move on. Cardinals, congrats. You got your first W. I think we both missed that.
I think you did take the Cardinals.
No, there's no way.
I think you did. He said, I'll take the Cards. I think you did.
I haven't even looked.
But this is what happens when you bench Sam Bradford. Serious question. Will Sam Bradford be in the NFL next year? On a roster?
I want to say no. However, I learned tonight. I just started laughing out loud. I learned tonight because there was a lot of quarterback hits on both Prescott and Deshaun Watson. Like Deshaun Watson.
Oh, the Brandon Weeden conspiracy? Yeah.
I didn't know. And then when Collinsworth said, well, Brandon Weeden maybe should start warming up, I said, I did blinking guy meme. I go, what? Brandon Weeden is Deshaun Watson's backup, guys.
Yeah. Ever since they brought him in last year. After Watson got hurt. He was fucking backing up Tom Savage. And, like, rewind to a year ago, just how fucking ludicrous some people are. There were people on the internet saying that he was more qualified to be in the NFL than Colin Kaepernick. Brandon Weeden is still in the league. Brandon Weeden has never been good at any point. Brandon Weeden is the Bill O'Brien of quarterbacks.
No, he's not even that good. I wouldn't give him the Bill O'Brien of quarterbacks. Bill O'Brien is at least mediocre. Bill O'Brien's going to get you your 8-8 season.
But I'm talking about even in fucking college.
He had to have been good at Oklahoma State.
He was like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Balance it out. We forget Bill O'Brien is in the NFL. He won like 7 games at Penn State.
He went 9-4.
9-4. What is he, a fucking wild card team in the NFL? This is college football. You get a head coaching job in the NFL for going 9-4 now?
I think it's because he spent all those years
as Tom Brady's quarterbacks coach.
Basically,
yeah,
he got the Tom Brady bump.
Yeah, that's like the Giants handing over the fucking head coaching duties to Aaron Rodgers' old quarterback coach. Like it's like fucking being like. Letting Trevor host SportsCenter because he was my no-chill coach.
The image.
He was like, did you hear he was Joey No-Chill's no-chill coach? Got him real revved up before shows. Maybe you can bring that same energy to First Take. Just in there with Skip smoking a vape.
I'm just picturing him. He's not even looking at like, dude, the camera's over here. Skip's on Fox, by the way.
Whatever.
All right, that's our Week 5 NFL roundup. It didn't take long at all. Before we get to baseball playoff recap, I want to say, Prano, I got some Harry's razors in there. Can I get you a fresh shave?
I just shaved. I just cleaned up the beard. I'm letting the beard go for a little bit. I just cleaned up the neck, cleaned up the top. Used Harry's yesterday.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I do see that now. You kept the beard.
Yeah. Just trimmed it up.
I've been using
Nothing better for the top part of the beard, getting a nice straight sideburn to mustache line than that 5th trimmer blade.
Love that 5th trimmer blade. You know what else I love? This isn't even on the ad read. They got those body washes now.
Oh yeah, body washes, bar soap.
I was gonna say currently in my bathroom I have a bar soap and the Fig body wash.
Yeah,
I rotate. I'm like, today I'm gonna use the bar soap. The next day I'm gonna use the body wash, keeping me smelling nice and fresh and clean. Guys, Harry's has it all. We're naming all these great products. You should take advantage of a great deal we have with them, which is their trial offer. You can claim yours by going to harrys.com/dirty. It's a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. The weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich leathering shave gel, and that travel blade cover. Dirtballs, you can redeem your trial set again at harrys.com/dirty. That will be in the description of this podcast if you forget the code. So make sure you go to harrys.com/dirty to redeem your offer and let them know I sent you. And once again, koozies go out to people who send me screenshots. I'm still doing it. I got to mail out a lot. I'm behind a little, but my place was kind of a mess and still working on some things, but I will get those out to you. All right, baseball. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Rockies, done.
Yeah, done. Brewers look great.
Dude, the racist is fun to watch. Can I talk about that?
Yeah. Oh, he's legit.
Hater?
Yeah.
Is the real deal.
Yeah.
And we got to see him live in Chicago.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a tip. I don't know if I should tell you because if I tell you and you do it in public, you're going to get hurt. And I don't do it as to promote this. I just do it as a nice Chappelle reference. But anytime he strikes somebody out when I'm watching, I go, white power. He goes, white power. Like I just do the fucking Dave Chappelle white power. It's pretty great.
He's amazing to watch.
He's fucking fantastic. He's a goddamn strikeout machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, I don't love the starting pitching of any of the National League teams, but fucking Brewers have the best bullpens. Yelich might be the MVP, probably is the MVP of the National League. They're playing inspired. Everything is going as planned so far for me as a baseball fan. Astros up. Yankees and fucking Astros up.
Yankees, Red Sox is going 5.
Yankees, Red Sox beating the shit out of each other. Dodgers leading the Braves, but Braves won tonight. We'll get that going. And Milwaukee up. This is setting up perfectly for a Milwaukee and the Astros rested beating the fucking two teams I hate. And also getting Atlanta the fuck out of there.
I do like watching playoff baseball. The crowds, man.
Even the crowd in Atlanta was hopping tonight.
Oh, they were.
Good crowd there tonight.
But that's what I'm saying. I like watching how into every pitch. If you haven't been to a baseball playoff game, I highly recommend it. It is nothing like, not even close to anything like a regular season game. The crowd is into every moment. If you go to a good team, or as far as a good city for sports.
I remember a couple of years ago we went to the game, the Mets Dodgers game here. That was intense.
I've been to a lot, actually. They've been 6 straight playoffs? I've probably been to 4. And that doesn't include this year. Now, I'll go to a game.
Yeah.
I will say the Dodgers fans are good. Now, they got to work on arriving on time.
Right.
But we all know that's such a bullshit LA thing, but they're good.
Traffic's always a fucking nightmare. Like you can't prepare enough for traffic to get out to Dodger Stadium. Because you're like, all right, says it's gonna take me 90 minutes. I'm gonna give myself 2 hours. And then you get there, it's another 40 minutes once you get to the parking lot.
Well, that's the problem, is the Dodger Stadium, if you think about it, most stadiums
have public transportation.
Yeah, and they're also in cities.
Yeah.
Where Dodger Stadium is like in its own little area in Chavez Ravine, and it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like if you went to
you have to park.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the problem.
I don't know another stadium where you have to park at their stadium. Like off the top of my head. So, yeah, do you remember when we left the Mets-Dodgers game?
Yeah.
That guy took a shit in the woods.
Yeah.
It's not even all right, let's use the term woods lightly. He got out of his car because the traffic was so bad. And I go, that guy's taking a dump. And that guy went into like a shrub
And took a shit.
Took a shit.
Yeah. On the dead body of a Giants fan that had been there since April.
Did I tell you the time I almost peed my pants?
No.
I got hammered. I went to Dodgers.
Because you walked by a firework going off like Matty Goldberg. I was like, I wet myself. Why is this guy setting off fireworks?
I went to Dodgers Cardinals. I don't know if I want to say it was NLCS 2013. And I, back in my fucking get lit days, and I got really hammered. And we thought it would be a good idea to you can take like a tram. I don't know what you want to call it. Then out to the ballpark, which then takes you to like our shitty LA subway system. We got caught in traffic. And I had to pee so badly in that, whatever you want to call it, bus or whatever it is. And I go to the front bus driver. I was like, I have to pee. Can you just let me out? We're still in the parking lot. He goes, I legally cannot let you out. I was like, dude, I have to pee. And like everybody's watching this. I go, dude, I literally, he goes, I can't let you out. And it was this huge thing. And the whole bus is watching me. And I go back and I'm like literally grabbing my cock because I think I was going to pee. And I'm drunk. And I was that guy. I somehow held it. Finally, we got to an area where I was allowed out, which was still in the fucking parking lot. And I ran out and just peed everywhere.
Just pissing on kids.
It's good I don't drink anymore, right? What a disaster.
Yeah, sure is.
What a disaster. But the Brewers have been fun to watch. I mean, they own that series.
Yeah.
I've been watching the games. It'd be fun to go to a game at their park, man.
Yeah, I would love to go next year. No, I mean, I like I said, either one of those teams, I would have been happy with them, getting to the World Series. But from game one, I was like, oh man, this is like, I think in the National League, it's just watching those series. It's inevitable. The Brewers were going to win and the Dodgers are going to win. Like I don't know how long it's going to take, but like from game one, I was like, well, these two teams are definitely winning these series. Man, the Astros too are just like, Cleveland's good and Cleveland has but like that Astros team, I think that what the Astros and Dodgers took away from the World Series last year is two different things. Like the Dodgers, like a lot of, like we're talking about the Eagles, like a lot of teams, you get to the World Series, you lose in game 7. That's fucking tough. Like we're going to see when they have, a difficult series, like maybe against the Brewers, maybe this series, we'll see how they react. But like, I think this Astros team from that World Series is like, we're never out of a game. Like, just keep fucking swinging. We're like, they owned game 1. Game 2, they were down, but it just was like, it just seemed like they were just always going to get a fucking big hit.
Yeah. Do the fans care that much in Houston? That's one of the cities where I'm like,
I don't know. I've never been to Houston. Seems like they care. I know some Astros fans, but I don't know. I've never been to Houston. I don't know. I don't know the pulse of the city.
I've actually never been. I've only flown through.
Yeah.
I've never spent time in Houston.
Me either.
It's one of those cities like you're near the water, but you're not. You're like 60 miles away.
Yeah.
I never get those cities.
What? You don't get how geography works?
Well, I don't get like you're not next to the water. You're like 60 miles away from the ocean, right? Like, why wouldn't the city be next to the ocean?
Well, I mean, like, why wouldn't they put it there? Is that what you're saying? Like, why didn't they put? I'm sure there's some sort of. First of all, a lot of these cities were settled when they weren't like really fucking coming up with a thing. But like, there's probably some sort of geographical reasoning for why. Like, what is down there? Is that like Galveston that's on the water or something like that? Like, I don't know anything about that fucking part of Texas.
South Padre, isn't that down there?
Isn't that an island?
Yeah, that's like a big spring break thing. Now I'm looking.
I mean, who's going to Texas on spring break?
Yeah, Galveston.
But that doesn't look like it's 60 miles.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm completely wrong on that.
Like, I was like, 60 miles wouldn't fucking, the hurricane wouldn't have.
Let me see how long it is to Galveston, which is not. Galveston to Houston is 52 miles.
Huh.
But like this is way closer.
Right.
The Bay. Trinity Bay. Anyway, I think we have some Houston dirtballs.
Yeah. Don't you remember? I battled them. They used to think that fucking Bill O'Brien was a good coach. They've since disappeared on that front.
Or just disappeared.
Yeah. I'm all in on the Astros. That's my squad. I'm backing them. Although if it's like Astros Brewers, I'll be like, I don't care. I mean, I hope the Astros win, but
no, wouldn't you love to see Milwaukee Brewers win a title?
Nah, not really.
Why not?
Because fuck them. Why? They got a fucking racist guy, a Christian Yelich from the fucking Marlins. Yeah, I'm good.
What is Yelich? What is that? What is that name?
I don't know.
What is that? I was trying to figure out his background just by looking at him.
I don't know. Looks just like Pete Davidson, though, doesn't he? Big year for fucking weird-looking dudes. Yelich is from out here, though.
He is.
I think he's from L.A., isn't he? Yelich went to, like, a school in the Valley, I think.
Thousand Oaks.
Yeah. Where'd you go to high school? Like Crespi or something?
Westlake.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, here's his background. His paternal grandfather is Serbian, and his maternal great-grandfather.
Fucking 23andMe over here?
Yo, I told you I wanted to know. His grandfather is Japanese. So he's got some Asian in him. I want to do 23andMe. You want to do that?
Sure.
That'd be fun.
Are we thusting it?
What's that?
Are we thusting it?
If you do like the expensive one, you get like everything. You can know like things to look out for in your health. You know about that?
They'll like tell you the day you're gonna die.
Basically, it'll be like, you know,
it's a horror movie, right? Guy does the fucking thing, and it's like you get the date you're gonna die back.
You want to hear a horror movie I want to write, by the way?
Sure.
I don't know if I want to release this to the world because it's a great idea.
I don't think it's gonna be any better than the one I just gave you, but
that's a good one. This one might be better. Obviously, I like doing the float lab. There it is. It's pretty easy.
This is already a horrible idea.
Somebody locks you in. There could be different.
This isn't a whole movie. This is a fucking scene in the movie. This is like some Final Destination shit.
No. There's different premises that could happen with this movie. One, it's kind of like the movie Phone Booth, where, you know, it's like he's just in the phone booth. You're locked in there. It's a psychological thriller where this person's trapped in the dark for the whole 90-minute movie, and he's dealing with the people. Or
what does that look like?
I don't know.
Blank screen.
I don't know. I'm
the
just
sound of like a guy standing in water.
Let's flesh it out right now. Or the other idea with the float lab is there's some sort of chamber underneath the water that opens up and you slide in, and it's kind of like a
Goonies. The fuck are you doing?
Kind of like, you know, Hostel. You ever see those Hostel movies?
No.
Where you go somewhere?
I don't watch. I'm not a horror movie guy.
I'm not either, but Hostel was good. It was really good. I actually saw the first two. It's a fucking thriller, man. So, yeah, you open up the chamber, and that's where the guy like tortures, because it's all these LA people who are like, I'm bettering my life. But little do they know, you're about to get fucked up.
I don't want to invest in this.
You don't like this movie idea?
I think that has the potential of making about $4 at the box office, and for that reason, I'm out.
I can just see it now.
If the target market is people that go to fucking sound baths.
Yeah, but hold on a second. This is what I'm thinking.
You walk into the movie, people in middle America will be like, what the fuck is he doing? Is that some hot tub situation? What is this hot tub time machine?
That's the point, but a lot of people know about this now. That's the thing. The sensory deprivation has gotten mainstream enough that my sister-in-law was asking me about it. So people in middle America, like where I'm from, know about it.
Fucking Joe Rogan.
Dude, I'm telling you.
People love Rogan.
Yeah, he gets like 2 million.
Are we going to talk about that, by the way?
What? I was going to bring it up for sure.
The UFC shit?
Yes, we have to.
We have to.
It's all staged.
I don't think that was staged, but
Your tweet, I was laughing out loud at.
Which one? Make the cage higher?
5'9", guys. Barefoot.
I mean, seriously though.
I laughed out loud.
That's why I don't think it's staged, but I think that they fucking.
It's not.
I don't think that was like. I don't think they were like go into the crowd. Here's what I think was staged. Again, I'll reiterate. I think Conor McGregor is a fucking WWE fighter
for sure,
and Dana White is
Vince McMahon.
Yeah. And so he's at this guy. He's like, here's the deal. You got to be fucking racist and you got to be fucking sexist and you got to be like fucking whatever. Go throw some shit at his bus. Go be a fucking wild man. Get shit stirred up. So the idea that like, oh my God, I can't believe you threw a fucking chair at a bus. Dude, they showed it in the promo for the fucking fight. Like that shit was like, I'm not saying they're saying this is what you're going to do, but they're saying do that shit.
They're not telling you not to.
I think that they're heavily promoting you to.
They're encouraging
some shit. I think the dude jumping over the thing,
Habib,
yeah, is because no one told the fucking 30 IQ Russian guy that the guy he's fighting is a WWE fighter. He's like, this motherfucker's talking about, you know, calling out my religion, calling out my fucking family. He's like, I'm going to murder
what
this
all the
dude.
Connor say? I knew he called him out.
I don't know. I saw a clip of him fucking saying like, somebody said assalamu alaikum to him and then said congratulations about your fucking whiskey. And the guy freaked out. He's like, you can't say assalamu alaikum and say somebody about their whiskey. And then Connor's like, do something about it, you fucking, like he called him like a, you know, I forget what he called him, but he like went off on him. It was like he's just shitting on him, like you backwards something. He's like calling him like a backwards religious, whatever. It's all nonsense though. I'll tell you what is staged. The woe is like the, oh no, what's going to happen to our sport? This is a black eye on our sport. Yeah, there's a black eye. It made you're the top 11 trending topics. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Nevada's ever going to let them fight again. Yeah, dude, yeah, they are. Yeah, you're going to fucking make them fight again. They like I didn't watch the fight cuz I don't care about fucking 5'9" dudes naked wrestling each other. Like I'm fucking like and I'm good. But from everything I heard, it's pretty one-sided, not that exciting. Dominated fight by Habib. So how do we ever get how do we sell them fucking fighting again? Well, this one dude just went into the crowd now, so I'll take that and fucking pump that all up as the thing.
I didn't watch it either, and so I got home. Obviously, I heard about it. We all are on social media, and I put on the Dana White press conference. Oh, he's brilliant, dude. Dana White knows exactly. I'm glad you brought up the point about like, oh man, this is such a black eye. And it's like, he was so calm and composed. And it was almost, from my vantage point, it was almost like he knows, you can see it in his face, like that. Yeah, this is so bad. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but the other thing is, the whole black eye, like nothing has ever offended me more than him saying this is a black eye in the sport. Your Monster Energy drink sponsored bum fights. What? This isn't polo. Like what are we talking about? This isn't fucking. I mean, what? When was this like this isn't the Masters, like a traditional. You have two guys in fucking, boxer briefs beating the shit out of each other. When was this considered like a fucking real thing?
This isn't a chess match.
Yeah. In the middle of the ring is a Monster Energy claw. And then two dudes come in and fucking have a fight club. Like, it's literally go down to the Venice Beach Pier and throw a can of fucking Colt 45.
Yeah.
It'll be the UFC.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking dudes.
We should do that.
With nothing to live for.
Yeah.
We'll beat the shit out of each other. What is the black guy? What, like, can we stop acting like this was horse racing? Like, this is the sport of kings? These are guys that are unqualified to do anything besides get the shit beat out of each other, beating the shit out of each other. What is the black eye on this? It was born with a black eye. It is a black eye. The whole sport's a black eye.
They're smart though, man. I mean, they really are. After seeing last night's shenanigans, it makes me want to follow. Here's the thing, not follow it. Like, I'm not going to pay for it, but it makes me want to pay more attention because it really is WWE. Now, does that say I'm going to start following WWE? Probably not, but I don't know, man. At this point, I don't want to be that conspiracy theorist, but whether it's this, and I tweeted this out, or American politics, I don't know, man. Like, I think a lot of shit's staged. A lot of shit's fake.
I mean, I don't know. You lost me in the leap there between those two things. I don't think that was staged, but I don't think it, like, the idea, you have to be a real fucking idiot to think that they're not allowing these things to happen. It's really simple. Every single time I watch a fight, I'm not joking. Every single time I watch a fight, the winner of the fight gets up on the top of the ring after and is like, why do we have a cage? What is the purpose of this cage? Isn't this cage to not let people fucking get in or raise the cage if you don't want guys leaving, if you don't want guys coming in? It's literally set up to fucking one of the dudes in this fight was able to walk in to Barclays Arena in Brooklyn on a random day, just walked up to the door and opened the door and walked in and then started throwing shit at buses. Andy, go down to Staples Center this week. See if you can throw some shit at the Lakers bus. See how far you make it. Just on a Wednesday. Just on practice day. Just go see if you can start throwing shit. Next time the Lakers have a press conference, they announce the fucking, LA Knights black jerseys they're going to wear this year. When they have that press conference, just go see if you can walk into the tunnel of the Staples Center and just start throwing shit at LeBron James. See if you can. Conor McGregor was able to walk in to a press conference for another fight and start throwing shit at people. He wasn't even on the bill. He just showed up throwing shit. A guy that is literally your size was able to dive out of a cage. If I left today and when I left, I went down to the South Bay and fucking hung out with Wild. If I had left my door open and my dog had escaped, they'd have been like, you left your fucking door open. I'd been like, yeah. So the dog shouldn't have just stayed. Like, the cage is this fucking tall. If you don't want guys jumping in and out of it, make it higher. But no one told the 30 IQ Russian dude that grew up fighting bears, apparently.
Did you ever see that? Did you see that video?
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, but they took a fucking half retarded fellow and then put him in a fucking big, production, and no one told him.
That's the movie. You get the fighters in the float lab. It's like Float Lab meets Fight Club. You open the chamber, they go down, and then it meets Lionheart, where the rich people are betting on the fighters, but you're just incorporating the Float Lab with it.
Okay. Well, you really, really need to get this all happening in 3 feet of water, huh?
That's where it all starts. because the psychologist for the fighters like, yeah, I know you don't understand these things, but you need to go float.
I'm not sure I'll ever get over the black eye for the sport take. That's one of the best things ever. Dana White, a bald steroid junkie in a fucking black shirt that's unbuttoned down his things like black eye for the sport. What the fuck are we talking about?
But that's what I'm saying.
He looks like a guy who goes to a fucking Vegas club and fucking like gets bottle service. He looks like a guy leaving a Vegas club at the end of the night.
But I think that's what I'm saying. Dana White's a very smart guy. He knows what he's doing.
He's a smart guy like fucking Vince McMahon's a smart guy. Like, what's he doing? Convincing dumb people that this is like not staged?
But he's a smart guy. You don't want to give this guy any credit.
But credit for what?
Look where UFC's at, and he even said this in the press conference. UFC is now so mainstream, it's going to be on ESPN starting in January.
Yeah, people like to watch people fucking fighting each other.
Yeah. That's why I'm so confused about this football shit, to kind of bring it full circle. UFC has never been popular, and it's continuing to grow, and it's just a bloodthirsty, violent sport. But yet we're freaking out on these hits in the NFL. It's kind of, it's complete
10
opposite.
years from now, when it turns out that every single one of these guys that fought in this stuff starts dropping dead from their brains being swollen, coming out their ears.
But of course we know that that's going to happen. Who doesn't?
Well, we knew that was going to happen with the NFL too, but they acted like no one knew it was going to happen.
I don't know how many times I watched that video of him jumping over the cage. I mean, I hate to say it, but I will. It's like an animal escaping the zoo.
Yeah, why do you hate to say it? It was exactly that.
Because I don't know if it's just derogatory towards a human being, but
why? He was acting like an animal. He escaped the cage and then just went into the crowd of people. It was like a bunch of people watching a fucking lion. The lion got out and just started tearing through the crowd. Yeah.
It's like a wild chimpanzee, and they're savages. Monkeys are savages.
Yeah.
That's escaped from the zoo and just starts ripping children's faces off.
And then I'm like on Twitter, and people are arguing like, oh, it's racist because now they're saying this, and they didn't say this about Connor, and they didn't say this, and this guy got banned for life. It's like, dude, you talk about like the UFC gives zero fucks that this is like a bad look for them. This is the best look for them. It's all the look. We're talking about it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The only fucking scam here is anybody believes that Dana White's like, oh, this is terrible. Now people are going to not wear collared shirts and be quiet when the fight starts between two fucking toothless fucking animals that may or may not attack the fucking spectators after the fight. Like it was the fucking, like it was the America's Cup.
And I saw that. I love the thought of the barbaric state of Nevada, like the state that's known for legalizing.
The governor was here and he ran out when it happened. Yeah, because one of your fighters went into the crowd and started chewing on people. That one of the animals escaped the cage. What the fuck was the governor doing there?
The thought of the state where parts of it have legalized prostitution, of course, gambling, everything. Basically, anything goes. The thought that these people were saying, well, I don't know about the state of Nevada if they're going to allow fights anymore from the UFC.
Remember that time boxing stopped being able to happen in Nevada because one of the dudes ate the other dude's fucking ear off? Oh, no. Boxing is still there and rigged. And the only reason people go to Vegas is to watch people fucking kill each other.